Bob was a great program manager, and he is not thriving in this new director role. What do you think is up? I'll tell you what I think is up. I think he has not ended in his mind him being a great program manager. He's not ended it, and it's dragging him along. Think about him in the meetings. He's always talking about program management examples. He gets dragged back into those meetings occasionally. And last week, he was a keynote speaker at a conference. Could this possibly be you, where you have not ended something and it's holding you back in your new role? Let's explore it today, looking at three main parts of endings. First one, prunings. Next one, choosing. Last one, executing. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give yourself something to help make you a more effective leader so you can love what you do. All right, 3 areas we're going to look at. As we go through those 3 areas, I want you to think about yourself. What's your latest transition? What's a transition coming up? And what has to end in order for you to thrive? All right, first area, prunings. Henry Cloud talks about prunings in his book, Necessary Endings. There are some things that have to be pruned. Pruning allows you to grow the way you need to grow. When you prune a tree or some kind of plant, you take off the dead wood, dead buds, the dead stuff goes. Are there things, think about your last transition or where you're going, what's dead and has to go away? But pruning is not just about getting rid of the dead. It's also sometimes getting rid of some things that are healthy and are good. However, by getting rid of them, it allows the rest of the plant to grow better. You get rose plant, trim off some buds, so that way you can have some other great flowers. What are some good things that need to go? I want you to think about that a little bit. And we're going to go into what's next, choosing. How do you choose what you prune off? Simple concept that I use. Friction is the first one. Where do you feel friction? What is something you think, oh, this is slowing me down. This is not letting me go the way I want to go. Sometimes it's really clear, like, oh yeah, this is causing some friction. It gets in the way, getting pulled back to those meetings. Great. Stop those. Great friction. What are things where there's just a little bit of friction and it's causing some problems? Those are a little more difficult. But if you feel friction and it's holding you back, that is one problem there. So friction. The other concept here is misalignment. If you're misaligned, if you're feeling triggered, when something's going on, you're like, oh, this isn't right. I don't feel like I should be part of this. That's telling you too. So that makes choosing really easy. So if you start with just those 2, where you feel the friction and where you're misaligned, you're going to make some good choices. Last one, executing. What about executing in this? Concepts here, be deliberate and be very clear to yourself and to others. Deliberate. I am no longer going to attend those program management meetings. Or, okay, I've transitioned. You have me for 2 weeks. I'll attend those meetings to make sure the turnover is going to happen. Then I'm done. I'm not going to be involved with them. Be deliberate and be clear to yourself and to others. Now, when you do that, you have put a line in the sand for yourself and for others. Makes it much easier. And last concept is, it is not always easy to do this. Sometimes it's extremely difficult to pull yourself away from that comfort zone. It is not always going to be comfortable. It's going to be challenging because it's new. And that's a real comfort zone. You're moving yourself out of that comfort zone. For you, now, what's the last transition you made? Are you stuck in the past? Are there things that need to go away that need to end, that you have not ended? If so, what are they? Can you feel the friction? Can you feel misalignment? Now, what do you need to do to be deliberate? Go and be deliberate to yourself and to others, so that way you can make a clean transition and get rid of those things that need to end. Thanks for listening. Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.